a couple of you guys have been asking me for a Discord support server. So I'm gonna link this Discord server. This is my community server in the description. Please be respectful in here, guys, because this is not made for Discord.js. It's my own community. So if you join it in the Discord.js support channel, here you can ask me. If you ask me in any channel else other than this, I won't be responding to you. Yo, what is up guys, and welcome to this episode of how to create your slash command handler. In this episode, I'm gonna be transitioning our old command handler that we created in the second episode of this tutorial series, and I'm gonna be transitioning all of the commands that we created previously, like the avatar command, the user info, and the ping command to work with this slash command handler. So if you only want a slash command handler, just follow along until I create it, and I will tell you when to stop. But if you also want, if you did follow along this tutorial series and you created the commands that we created in our previous episode, then I encourage you to watch how to transition your commands to work with that slash command handler, because we're just gonna be deleting all of the message commands, because this is the old Discord. We're gonna be transitioning to the new Discord. So before I do anything, guys, Discord.js version 13 won't work with the old node model. So what you need to do is actually download the latest version of node.js to be able to work with slash commands and all of the Discord's new features. You click on this. Basically, you don't need to remove or delete the old node.js program from your PC. You just basically click on next, and it will delete the old one and will install the current version. So now that this is out of the way, and I also have to tell you that the slash commands won't register if you didn't invite your bot with the application.commands scope. So if you haven't done that while you're inviting your bot, you should kick it and re-invite it again with the applications.commands scope, the bot, and the administrator. Before you follow along this story, I need to make sure that you guys are on the right page. Alright, so now if we go to our Visual Studio Code, if you go to our index.js file, we're gonna be changing a couple of stuff. So the first thing I'm gonna be changing is actually the names of the files of the handlers. From command handler, I'm gonna change it to be only commands. From events, events handler, I'm gonna name it to be events. Same thing, we need to edit it over here in our index.js file. This is important because otherwise the handlers won't run. Right, now this is out of the way. We're gonna remove our client.cooldowns collection. We remove it because we won't be needing the cooldowns. Alright, so also now we're gonna be actually copying the required discord.js. Alright, we're gonna be pasting it over here. We're gonna obviously add the equals. We're gonna remove this const discord. We're gonna remove the instance and we're gonna exchange it with the client. Alright, and now the instance here, we're gonna remove this array. Alright, and instead of the array, we're gonna add the actual numbers, and the numbers, let me check what they actually were, so I'm not mistaken. Give me a second. So the numbers are gonna be 32767, which is gonna allow us to use all of Discord's intents to our bot, so we don't have to clog up your index with all of the intents that you need. I'm gonna leave the calculator in the description, so you can, if you want to only have a select number of intents, you can use that calculator. Alright, so now we're gonna remove the Discord dot because we won't need that, because we already clarified what the client actually is. And then under that line, we're gonna create a new line. We're gonna type model.exports, and we're gonna export that line. Alright, other than that, this is how your index.js file should look like if you were following along our series. If it's not, you can just make your changes on your own Discord server layout. Alright, now that is done, we go to our events folder. We're gonna remove the message folder because we won't be needing that. Alright, and then we go to our commands. We can remove the emitters, we can remove the moderation, and this is the only commands that we're gonna be transitioning to our new slash command handler. Alright, so let's actually start the transition. So in the command handler, we're gonna go to the command handler file, and we're gonna actually edit a couple of things to make sure if you're using my command handler, this is how your command handler file should look like. So what we're gonna be doing is now actually creating an array. We're gonna do that under this line number 6. We're gonna type const commands array equals to, we're gonna create an array object, right? And then over here below the client.commands.set command.name and the command itself, we're gonna push the actual command file to the array. So commands array dot push. We're gonna push the command file itself. Then we're gonna go down a couple of more lines and we're gonna type client.on ready. We're gonna create a quick arrow function. We're gonna here type client.guides.cache.get. We're gonna leave this string empty for now, and then we're gonna type .commands.set. We're gonna pass in the commands array. So what you're gonna be needing to place in this quote is the actual guild ID that you want your commands to be displayed in. I recommend, and Discord recommends, using guild commands instead of global commands, because for the global commands it takes time to update them and create them. Alright, now that is done, let's create the excess lines over here. Alright, so now we're done with our changing some of the command handler stuff. And now we're gonna create an actual event listener so we can listen to the actual interactions. So it's straightforward. We're gonna go to the events, we're gonna create a new folder, we're gonna call it interaction, or depending on your event handler you can do whatever you want. We're gonna create the file name to be interaction create. We're gonna copy that name .js, and then here we're gonna model.exports, and the name of the listener is gonna be interaction create. Then we're gonna put a comma over here. We're gonna go down one more line and we're gonna type async execute. We're gonna move this, we don't need it. Async execute, and then here we're gonna pass in lines interaction. Alright, and then we're gonna open up this bracket. I don't know what's happening with my keyboard today. And here we're gonna check if the interaction is command. So if interaction dot is command, we're gonna open up these brackets. We're gonna here type await interaction dot defer reply is gonna be, let's see, under this bracket is gonna be, put it in the middle. If let's see how this is actually called. I'm guessing it's so, I don't know, it's not auto completing for me, but I'm pretty sure it is right. And then we're gonna, if an error happens, we're gonna catch. Alright, we're gonna catch the error. We're gonna pass it to an empty object. We're gonna go down one more line and we're gonna type const command equals to client.command.get. We're gonna get the actual interaction.command name. And then we're gonna check if there is no command by that name existing in our command folders. We're gonna follow up with a message saying this command does not exist. So return interaction.follow up, and the content is gonna be content. This command no longer exists. Alright, we're gonna and actually here we're gonna add and option. We're gonna remove the actual command from the collection. So client command dot delete. We're gonna create the interaction dot command name, so other people don't have to use the command if it doesn't exist. So, and then here we're gonna do command dot execute a client and interaction. We're gonna close up this line over here, and we should be done with our event listener. Alright, now that is done, we can actually, this is the actual slash command handler, guys. Now that we're done with this, we're gonna transition our previous commands that we created in our tutorial series. But if you only needed the slash command handler, this is it. This is my event handler, this is my command handler, and this is the event listener. So if you follow along the second episode of this tutorial series, you should have already these files set up. Alright, so now if you go and let's change the actual avatar command first, because it's the simplest. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually get some parameters. We're gonna type const client interaction. Sorry, it's actually called command. Actually, let's just require the package to it auto completes this for us. Require discord.js, right? So it's gonna be command interaction, and then here we're gonna require the message embed. All right, the aliases we can remove, the description we can leave it as it is, and here we're gonna set the options, and we're gonna make it an array. Sorry, like this, and we're gonna put a comma at the end of this line. So and here we're gonna type the name of the first option, target, and the description. Remove that dot this is gonna be select a target. The type of the option is gonna be set the user. Let's put a comma at the end of this line, and then here we're gonna make it required. So required set to true, and this should be it. Now we're gonna remove this message args, and we don't need that no more. We're gonna pass in the client and then the interaction, and then here we're gonna create our parameters. The client is gonna be client, and for the interaction is gonna be command interaction, so we can auto complete our commands. The target is gonna change. It's gonna be const target equals to let's see here, interaction dot options dot get. We're gonna get the user object, user, from the target option. You see my keyboard is having some trouble, and we don't need the Discord no more because we already defined the message embed. We require this from the package directly, and here requested by message also dot tag. This is gonna change to be interaction dot user dot tag, and the message reply is gonna be changing to be interaction dot follow up. This should be it for the avatar command. Now for the ping command, it's gonna be the same, basically the same thing. You don't need to set the parameters because it's an easy command. So message channel send is gonna be interaction dot follow up, not interaction create, interaction only. We can remove this, and here we're gonna execute. We're gonna execute the client and interaction. We can remove the cooldown. We can remove the permission. We can remove the aliases. And this should be it for our ping command, basically. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this should be it for our ping command. Now we're gonna transition our user information command. This is quite a lot, so we're gonna go to, again, let's close all of these files. We're gonna go to our avatar, and we're gonna copy this from the options down to the parameters. All right, so we remove the aliases like we did. We're gonna paste this in, and we're gonna also copy this and paste it over here. All right, so now let's see. We're gonna remove the execute arguments and stuff like that. We're gonna pass in the client and interaction symbol, and now we're gonna remove a couple of stuff over here. So what we're gonna be removing is these two lines. We're gonna type const target equals to interaction dot options dot get. We're gonna get the actual member, not the user object, from the target option. All right, and we're gonna be changing a couple of things here. Message dot reply should be interaction dot follow up. And here we're gonna change a couple of things because this is a member object. The user, the target user that we use here is gonna have to change. So instead of the target.user name, it's gonna be target.user. Same over here, target.user, and same with the thumbnail. All right, now the target ID should be target.user.id. The member role should be target.roles. And we can just remove this because I actually now want to add everyone to be in the map. The member.joinAd should be target.joinAd, same over here, and the target.created ad should be target.user create ad.user. and mistakes are bound to happen. We're gonna error handle and we're gonna see. Right now we should be theoretically done. If we start our bot, it's over here. Yeah, we should remove this from over here, guys. Same with the events. If you have Discord pass in here, you can remove it. Same over here. If you have a Discord pass in, you should remove it. So node dots, if you go to the Discord server and we type slash, we should see our bot pop up here to the left directly, and we should see the commands that we created. So let's try the ping command. It should send us, but it taken some time. That means the error has happened. So if you go here, interaction is not a function. Let's see what's the error here. Let me figure out the error and we'll come back to you guys. Right, so the issue was pretty simple, guys. It was an honest mistake. If you go to the commands, if you go to the ping command, you see we haven't defined the message embed, so we remove this Discord dot and we get the message embed from the Discord package required Discord.js. And another critical error that we didn't think of is we actually have to update our packages. I forgot to update it in the spot. So you go to your terminal and you type npmi discord.js without the dev, because it's actually version 13 is actually released now, and yeah, your command should be working right now. So let's try them out. Yeah, so node dots. All right, the bot is now ready. If we go to our Discord server, with type slash, you should see the pod options. Let's try the ping command ./ping. The ping should return. Let's try the avatar command. You see it will require a target and it will fetch the members of the guild. Members you can search for yourself too, but like let's take Lake Scott for example. Now you see it gives this avatar. Now for the user info, with type .user info, the /user info, we're gonna select the target and we're gonna get the actual information of that user that we made as a target. So this is it, guys. It's pretty simple and straightforward. I hope you like this episode. Tune in for the future episodes and see you.